Because the next voice you're going to hear is the marvellous Tim Lee. He's going to be playing a live session for us now. Tim, take it away.
Good evening. This is called Her New Addiction. When he met her, she would always drink it red. When he met her, she was stuck in her own head. Now her new addiction is love. It courses through her veins like some new drug. She just can't seem to abstain. Whoa! When she sees him, her heart feels fit to burst. All this new feeling, she knows it's only getting worse. Now her new addiction is love. It courses through her veins like some new drug. She just can't seem to abstain. Now it feels much better than any hit she's ever had. Now her new addiction is love, and there's no coming back. A new addiction is love. 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 And I'm going to swap to a ukulele seamlessly. Okay. This is called How the Other Half Live. So hard at the end just to give it away. I've been moving so fast, I think I saw myself coming back the other way. I've been trying my best, there's really nothing more that I could give. So please, won't you tell me how the other half lived? I've been pushing and pulling and trying to make this work. I've been struggling and straining to be the things that they deserve. I've been trying my best, there's really nothing more that I could give. So please, won't you tell me how the other half live? How do they live? How do they do it? How do they manage to make all these loose ends meet? I've been trying my best, there's really nothing more that I could give. So please, won't you tell me how the other half live? How do they do it? How do they manage to make all these loose ends meet? I've been trying my best, there's really nothing more that I could give. So please, won't you tell me how the other half? Please, won't you tell me how the other half? Please, won't you tell me how the other half lives? Back to the other one. Okay. And finally, this is one called A Curious Cure. Spent forever just looking in your eyes. A curious cure for a troubled mind. And I could take your hand to guide myself. I could try to understand this curious world. Take me, fake me, do what you will with me. Lie with me, die with me, do what you will with me. Take me, fake me, do what you will with me. Lie with me, die with me, do what you will with me. In all you are, there lies my faults, and all you see in me, there lies my doubts. And all you ever were, I'll never be. And all you experience, I'll never see. Yeah. Take me, fake me, do what you will with me. Lie with me, die with me, do what you will with me. Take me, fake me, do what you will with me. Lie with me, die with me, do what you will with me. Bereft and trapped, bereft and free, bereft and trapped, yeah, bereft and free.
That was the first 3 tracks from the live session guest tonight, which is Tim Lee. Tim, I will let you sit down before I start trying to ask you questions. You can take a seat here if you'd like.
Is this me?
That is you.
That's me. Excellent.
Yes. Hello, Tim.
Hello. How are we doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Shall I put the headphones on so I can hear?
You can if you like.
Hear myself?
Can you hear yourself? Hello.
No. It's probably for the best, though.
Yeah.
I'll take them off again. It's all right. It's fine.
You can move the microphone up if you wish as well. You don't have to lean into yourself if you don't want to.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Seamless.
Yeah. Tim.
Hello there.
Thank you very much.
I can hear myself.
Can you?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being my first live session guest.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It feels okay. I was the first person, I think, in the studio when you moved as well, so I make a good guinea pig, I think. Yeah.
I didn't realise that, otherwise I'm sorry.
This was all fields when I was last here.
Well, it's all been good since you've been in, so you must have been a positive influence. You're not a bad omen on the show. I like you, so you're welcome to come in anytime.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
It's been a while, hasn't it, since we saw you?
We were trading notes about how ill we're feeling today.
You sound worse, and now I feel bad for having complained. You've just made my day, though, because I absolutely loved that set, and I chose those tracks, didn't I?
You did.
So that's why I enjoyed it, because it was...
So the listeners can blame you for your choices on that one?
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic. But it was a hard decision, because that album, obviously you have recently released your brand new album, And Into the Woods, which is a fantastic album.
Thank you very much.
And as I said on the radio, I think it was last week, I've only recently sat down and managed to listen to it properly and give it the time it deserves, and it's fantastic.
I think it is a grower, isn't it? It's not one that immediately grabs you, but it's kind of... I
think albums are like that, though. I think especially at the moment there's a lot of EPs and singles, and we're all used to having things very quickly and very, singles are 3 minutes long and it's over and done with and you can listen to it. But I think an album, it does require more time anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it is fantastic. I love it. How's it going? How's everybody receiving it?
It seems to be quite well received so far. I do think I need to maybe do the same and have bring out singles instead of full albums each time, because I'm kind of asking a lot of commitment of people each time. It's like here's another 10 tracks that that's just the way it seems to work with me.
But I think it's your style, because your writing is very... I don't want to say personal, because it is personal, but it's very sort of like... I find it very relatable, very emotive, and very real.
Yeah.
Was that how, were all those songs on the album, did they come from events, or were some of them stories, or...?
Very, very much so on this particular album. It came out of sort of me wanting to express my thoughts of living with depression. And when I started to write the songs, like on my last album, it was really difficult to write. I was in a bad place to write. This time round, they just flowed out very, very quickly, almost like I needed to get them all off my chest. But once I had all these songs, I thought, is this very self-indulgent? Is this too personal? But then I tried to think of it like, when I've had difficult times, music's really helped me through. Yeah. And without sounding pretentious or whatever, I hope, my hope is always that there'll be someone who listens to a particular song that I've written, and they'll go, oh, me too. I feel that way, and they won't feel alone. You know what I mean? So I thought, if I don't say what I feel, I'm doing myself a disservice, because I'd be faking it. Yeah. And also someone out there who might listen to it and understand it and get some, relatability, like you say, might miss out. So yeah,
I can completely relate, because I'm not going to talk about myself, but when I released my when I released my last 2 EPs, the first one had a very personal, they're all very personal, but the first one had a very personal song on there, and I was very nervous, because I sort of thought, I don't know, is it too much, and now I listen back and I think, that is very personal, but I don't regret it. I think you're right. I think people...
It's something I don't think we give credit to songwriters enough for, that they're bearing their whole soul really in front of an audience, and that's quite a scary thing to do.
But you still made the album, you mentioned depression there. It's not a cheery subject, but you know, like with the ukulele, I know that song. If you listen to the words, it's sort of, it's not cheery, but you've made it. You don't make it heavy to listen to. I think.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's probably what makes it easy to relate to, because rather than it being, did you say 10 tracks? Is it 10?
I think it's 12.
Is it 12?
Yeah.
It's something.
But two are old ones that I've reworked. So.
Well, you know, like 12 tracks, it doesn't feel like 12 tracks.
Okay.
I think you make it very easy to listen to.
Well, I think it's all got a similar sort of feel to it, hasn't it? You know, so it kind of works as a whole. Mm-hmm. That's the idea anyway. But yeah, I wanted to approach it from lots of different angles, not just the heavy. There are some heavy ones on there, but that particular one on the ukulele is kind of me taking the mickey out of myself a little bit with... you know, the whole status anxiety thing, the Facebook effect, where you sort of look at someone's filtered life and you think,
grass is always green.
How do they do it?
Yeah.
How do they do so well? How do they do so much and do so well? And yeah, that's why, you know, How the Other Half Live, it's kind of like taking the mickey out of that way of thinking, of looking at things through a filter and saying, oh my God, I could never live up to that. Yeah. And I think we all do that a little bit. So.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think social media has the tendency to. None of us post real. You know, we're all. Yeah. Our lives are amazing on there, but no one posts the real life.
Exactly.
What's your favourite track off there? By the way?
Off my own album. That's a hard thing to pick. They're like your kids, aren't they? You can't really pick a favourite one.
If you can.
If I can, I'll probably go for. I quite like Midnight Logic to play. Yeah. Just because it's a bit different, I suppose, and it's quite a sweet one to play. Yeah, I'd probably go for that one, I think.
What kind of influences? I mean, I don't like asking this question because we're all of our own, you know, we're all influenced by ourselves. We've all got our own style. But did you have any influences on this?
This particular album, yes, I was obsessed with 2 albums. At the time that I was writing the songs of these, so obviously it's I don't know, it doesn't necessarily sound like either, but maybe the spirit of them's come through a bit. Radiohead's new album, A Moon-Shaped Pool, which I got so obsessed with, I started to worry about it. I don't know if you've ever had an album like that. I actually listened to the same album for probably a month.
Wow.
Every morning, because I was just so obsessed with that album.
Yeah.
And although it doesn't sound anything like that, the sort of acoustic feel of it with the, you know, it's got essences of that. And the other one was a bit more of an obscure one. It's a Fleetwood Mac album that came out after Rumours, called Tusk.
Ah, yes, yeah.
And much more experimental than Rumours. Yeah. And I was listening to that a lot and really took some of the ideas from that as well, you know. So it's kind of got shades of both.
Yeah.
But filtered through me.
Well, I was going to say, because
better or for worse.
I know you were a big Bowie fan. I didn't know if there was any Bowie influence in there, because I know...
Yeah, someone said the other day that they thought it sounded a bit Bowie, some of the tracks. I've been a huge Bowie fan since I was about 6, so I think it's difficult not to. Yeah. It's like the old thing of you know, when you try and eat a jam donut and without licking your lips, it's like try and sing a Bowie song without going I could escape this feeling with my China girl. It's so occasionally I go a little bit warbly, but
you're giving me an idea there. I should get people to do like impressions of the people that they're inspired by. That's going to happen. Write that one down. It's going to happen.
I've got a few more. You might have to give me a few drinks first, but there's
no, one's enough, Tim. That's fine.
Should we try Mick Jagger?
Come on, man.
Yeah, Keith, you check the date on them marshmallows. Sorry, anyway.
This is my new favourite. You know what? You don't have to play another song if you don't want. Just give me like a whole 5 minutes of impressions, please.
I think that's it, to be honest. That's all I've got.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a fantastic impression.
Thank you.
But also, whilst you've been albuming,
yes,
you are now on the radio.
I am.
This is a new thing.
Taking my cue from yourself and the, I was going to say the late, great Gary, but he's still alive.
Don't say that. You might be listening for all I know.
The wonderful Gary Wilcox, yes.
How's it going?
It's going okay, yeah. I'm learning a lot tonight from how to do it a lot more slickly than I do it.
Well, it's only because I've been shadowing Gary, you know, it's all... I think it's a
You told me about that, yeah. It's become a bit of a problem for me. Yeah, so I'm on Redshift Radio doing a very similar kind of show.
Yeah, well, what is the general... Yeah, give us a brief
synopsis.
idea of... Yeah, that's the right word.
Précis, whatever we call it.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I've always fancied having a go at radio, but thought I would never be able to do it because I'm not great with the gift of the gab sort of thing. But I was asked by Redshift Radio if I wanted to do it, and I point blank said, no way, there's no way I could do it. But then, after a few drinks, I thought, wait a minute, I could do this. I love music. Not thinking you have to talk at the same time, so yeah, I sort of sent a drunken message saying, yeah, I could do it. And then they got back to me and said, great, you start next Thursday. And I was so yeah, I do a show called The Doorstep Mixtape. And the first half, it's a lot less congruous than your own show. The first half is basically loads of random songs from anywhere that I love and inflict on people, and the second half is I get people, local artists, to come in and play some songs and talk like I'm doing now.
How long have you had it now? I think you mentioned
September. September. So yeah, it's gone very quick.
Crikey, yeah. It feels like you've been on there for ages. But you're enjoying it though.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's a totally new set of skills, as you know. So I'm just sort of learning as I go along. Really, it's fascinating.
And it's weird, I think, especially for me, having had Gary for so long. To then find yourself talking to a microphone. There's nobody here. It's like, there's nobody here, and now I have to talk to myself and laugh at my own jokes.
That must be hard. That must be hard because you've had that the back and forth.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
Exactly,
I know what you mean.
But it's nice. I get the silence as well, which is nice. I can feel my own silence.
These three blokes, all me and the two minions over there, staring at you all the way through it. I thought you did that very well, actually. I think I tend to go to pieces when when the guest comes in, and they're sort of sat there in the corner like that, arms folded, and I'm it's sounding good. It's sounding really slick, and I'm enjoying listening to the show.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's good.
Thank you. I listen to your show. Obviously, I listen to it because you put it up on Mixcloud as well, don't you?
Yeah, you need to come in and play some of your own tunes at some point. Yes, I do.
I need to return the favour.
You're a busy woman, so
I know.
Difficult to track down.
Crazy times. But how you've obviously dedicating the second half to local music. That's fantastic because I know we have Garage Greenhouse. There's this show, but it kind of ends there, doesn't it? I don't know of many other local music shows. Are you enjoying that local music side?
I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm loving it.
So you had Sheena, was it last week?
Sheena, from Venus Rising. Yeah, really good. Has she been in here before?
Not with me. She might have done with Gary. I'm not sure. Possibly though. Yeah, I'm being told yes.
It's fascinating what subjects you get onto. You sort of start with music. I think it works for me because I'm naturally quite a shy person, but get me onto music and I can talk for hours, because it's something I'm obsessive about and passionate about. So it makes it a lot easier. But then you find that you go off on a tangent and start talking about all sorts of other things as well. So Sheena was saying about this Venus project that she's doing, where they're trying to find a way of living without money and all this sort of, and that sort of goes on a completely different.
Yeah, it goes into a whole other subject, doesn't it?
You end up learning lots more than everyone's got something really interesting to say, which is great.
Yeah, I think that's the power of radio, though, isn't it? It's fantastic when you can meet all these different people and hear their experiences.
Definitely.
Even me, and like you say, it's nice to go further than the music as well. I was going to ask you about gigs because you've been out.
Where's my phone?
Because the last time I saw you, I think was it All Stage Music Festival?
Yes,
I think it might.
That was cool. That was good fun that day.
Yeah, I remember seeing you. I think you're going to play the song that I think you're going to play next. The last song. Are you going to play Sophie Draw?
Yes.
Next, yeah. Because that is one of the songs that I remember to stand out from your set there.
Thank you.
As it was a lovely atmosphere to perform in, and the weather was nice for you as well. But yeah, what have you got any gigs coming up? Have you been playing any gigs?
I'm just looking on my phone now.
Are you trying to caught you off guard there, didn't I?
I'm very disorganised. I need to get my act together, really. Do you see how I managed to stop myself swearing then? That was very good, wasn't it? Get my act together. So on February...
I can't edit you out, Tim.
On February the 5th, I'm at the Quiet Revolution show.
Oh, right, great.
That's important. On the 13th...
I've heard she's great, who presents that show, Emily. Fantastic.
I've heard mixed reviews, to be honest.
I'll turn your microphone off.
So on the 13th of April, I'm doing a charity band night for the Neuromuscular Centre in Winsford. supporting a band called Gambler, who are a great band. Then on the 28th, I'm at Relish in Hartford, which is like a really fun sort of cafe place.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get on the Middlewich Folk and Boat, but I've not heard back from them yet. And then the 30th of June, so I've got some spaces in between, I'm playing at the Acoustic Roots at the Old Courts in Wigan, supporting Clive Gregson. And various other bits and bobs as well. But yeah, there's lots of spaces, so if anyone wants to book me, get in touch.
Do you like gigging? Do you know, because I'm not a big gig fan.
Okay.
As a soloist. I know that you've been in bands.
It's a weird one because I tend to get incredibly scared before a gig still, even after doing it for like 20 odd years or whatever. Yeah. I get really, really nervous before going on. I feel pretty nervous during.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I usually get a bit of a buzz that makes me think, oh, I want to do that again. Or, especially if you do like 20 minutes.
That feeling that it's hard to bear that in mind when you're terrified at the side of the stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm completely there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tricky. I think it's difficult though when you're a songwriter, you have to kind of get your stuff out there, so it's hard to. I think a while ago I sort of thought, well, I want to do this for the songs, and it took me a long time to like my own music, because I sort of was quite apologetic for it, and I think once you think, well, you know, if you're not going to support your own music, nobody else is going to do it for you, so you've got to kind of push yourself, and it can be tricky though.
It's hard to push yourself, isn't it? You feel like you
certainly when you're a sort of an old duffer like me, and you sort of turn up at gigs and they're all like really young and you know, look amazing and stuff, and here's this fat duffer at the side with it, you know, and you kind of think, oh, what am I doing here? But then you get up, you play your songs, and you enjoy it.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, I think at the moment especially, I've noticed that there is a lot more of sort of, the boundary, this age thing between young bands and, I don't want to say older musicians and bands.
Yeah. Established,
yes.
Experienced, yeah.
It's blurring slightly.
Yes.
I was talking to Peter Herbert. He came into the studio a couple of weeks ago, and it's nice to see, because I'm seeing more. Sometimes, I mean, you still get the college bands with the young audiences, but I'm definitely seeing more of a mix, which I think is fantastic. Because
it's what I love about music is it's what I like to say is it's the great leveler of people.
Yeah.
So it brings down walls, and well, it should do. I mean, we tend to put them up and say, oh, you know, like I used to be in a punk band, and there was a lot of this kind of, you can't play that, it's not punk, and you kind of think, well, that's not a punk ethos, is it? You know, punk is anyone can do it and give it a try, you know, and that's where I come from, and definitely, I think anyone should get up there and do it. I don't think it should be a case of, you know, there's so many people who could be brilliant who stop themselves from playing because they think, oh, I couldn't do that, and you know. I definitely agree. Yeah, we should have older people doing it and younger people doing it and learning from each other.
Yeah, it's the only way we can develop a scene, isn't it?
Definitely.
Well, thank you for joining me, Tim. Are you going to play one more song for you now? I'll let you position yourself because you've got to move. So I'll turn your mic off so there's no muffling.
All right.
But thank you for joining me, Tim. We are going to hear one more song from the album And Into the Woods that I have chosen. I have chosen Tim's entire set tonight. I could have chosen something like a really difficult cover for you to do, Tim.
I'm glad you didn't.
But I'm not going to. Anyway, I'll leave you to introduce your final song.
Okay. So this is one of Emily's favourites, and it's called Sophie Draw. Sophie, draw all your pictures in my mind. Sophie saw the whole world in a different light. took my faded colours and turned them into gold. She took my jaded spirit and somehow made it whole. Sophie had the chance of an innocence anew, all in happenstance of a life to life renew. She took my faded colours and turned them into gold. She took my jaded spirit and somehow made it whole. Na na na, na 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 na, na na na, na na. Now she's dancing round the room. I feel my sorrow pass. Why does it all have to end so soon? It's true we all just grow up too fast. Sophie, draw all your pictures in my mind. Sophie saw the whole world in a different light. The whole world in a different light. The whole world in a different light.